I would like to introduce these two arm wrestlers to you now. Firstly, starting with this man. He hails from and is representing the United States of America. He is a dominant force on the left arm, or is he? Please raise it up and welcome the Gorilla, Corey West. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a sinister confidence in the eyes of Corey West as he passes me on stage and awaits the introduction of this arm wrestler. He hails from and is representing the frozen north of Canada, where the Soldier Boy Superman has ascended into arm wrestling legend. Right now, having been a national and world champion many times over and in many classes on his favored right arm, he's focused his sights on replicating that success on the left. Arlington, please raise it up and welcome this man to the table. He is the most universally recognized arm wrestler of all time. For some men, there are no limits. Devon Larratt!
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it. The super heavyweights are at the table, and there is no more a bigger star in the world of arm wrestling. And trust me, I hate saying it, but the man is the man. Make some noise for Devon Larratt. Ladies and gentlemen, there have been speculations. Does he deserve a left-handed match at this magnitude? The answer is the champ does whatever he wants, and he's here. Devon Larratt on the main stage, and what a terrific opponent. This young man in Corey West has the ability. He has the lane. If he can take away all the shenanigans, if he can get the start in his favor, trust me, he has what it takes to pin the Canadian arm wrestler that we all view is at the match. When you talk about MMA, you talk and you see how Conor McGregor was able to push the promotion. Ladies and gentlemen, no one pushes the promotion better than Devon Larratt.
No limits. Devon Larratt in the black shirt already started to talk to Corey West. West needs to be perfect in the execution, and already looks Looks a little unsettled up there. The mind games from No Limits Devon Larratt. You walk a battlefield, you walk a battleground whenever you face this guy. We don't have the athlete mics in our ears, but I know that there will be some very punishing, searching words from Devon Larratt at this stage of the match. But he will also know that the Gorilla Corey West poses a threat, particularly early in this match. He has massive horsepower. Can he possibly find a lane and put Devon Larratt to sleep early? The matchmakers suggest that if the match stops, advantage Larratt. Here we go. Big drive, but Larratt is equal to it in the center, and it's him with the hand control. Larratt laughs and accuses Corey West of running away there. Ominous signs early for the Gorilla, Trav.
Two ways to look at this. First of all, we know Corey West needs the straps, wants the straps. That is still an option for him to get in the strap, go to the set grip, and win this match. However, unless, Stevie Wonder can see exactly how comfortable Devon Larratt was, this is not a good sign for the American arm wrestler. No Limits has definitely gotten so big, so strong, absolutely dominating, and thank goodness we will see this strap match before what may be inevitable. And the Canadian is the king of Arlington once again.
Devon Larratt, as he starts to drill into the mind of Corey West, knows in himself that he has a very different set of tools, a very different set of weapons on this left arm than he does on the right. And one of the biggest differences there is speed. He did a poll before the match.
Big wager on the line. Jim DeGangi said Devon Larratt can't lose, but Stan Peach was jumped up there and said, listen, Corey West is going to win this match. I'll bet you this much money, but only on round one. Who's it going to be? Jim DeGangi or Stan Peach? Devon Larratt or Corey West?
Down go the thumbs. The hands will be wrapped. Do not blink, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to light up here, and Travis, it is intense, and you can feel that West thinks he has a bite here.
That should be a foul here for that set.
Getting ready for that start. Big drive! Corey West has massive positional advantage there, and a huge elbow foul off the back of the pad. Whoa, warning signs fired there.
Take the strap off, Corey. Take the strap off. If you can hear my voice, take the strap off. Your boy has just climbed and retched down on that strap. That is a veteran move I have employed many a times. Get that strap off, Corey. Take a step back. A super impressive first round for the American. I think it's easy from a social media standpoint to always think that Devon's going to be just relentless and absolutely dominating, but that round one was a very good start for one Corey West.
He got a great position right after the start, and you could see, I wish we had the athlete mics in our ears. We can't hear what the athletes are saying, but I so wish we could. Big drive from Corey West again, and he starts to try and stretch out the hand and wrist of No Limits Devon Larratt. But Larratt now, with those relentless bounces to the side, and he opens up the tap and starts to talk to Corey West. Comes around, West looking straight at him, little smile, but he throws the professional foul. And that is the win for No Limits Devon Larratt in the first round. And they go to work on each other mentally, but chink of daylight there for Corey West, but you feel like it was burned up and went into the ether in your mind there as that match started to unfold, because there was a spot there where Devon wasn't as confident. He felt something in there.
Well, that's definitely one way to look at it, Neil. Another way, because, my goodness, this is not a great first round for Corey West. Not only did the match last 6 to 9 seconds in the match, and we all know the endurance is legendary from the Canadian, the confidence right there with it. Look at the size of Devon Larratt. He's most likely going to start the victory celebration anytime now.
Just they bumped into each other at the back of the table, and Devon Larratt there saying he bounced off me.
Take a look at the score. I believe the score is supposed to be 1-0
to Devon Larratt. At the moment, the scoreboard reflecting that it is 1-0 to Corey West. I think it is 1-0. There we go. Eagle-eyed Travis Bagent there.
Yeah, and listen, the elephant in the room is, if you are a veteran guy, you understand strap arm wrestling. A very good first start for Corey West, and as soon as the match was over, you saw the rising and Devon taking his right hand, grabbing a hold of that strap and tightening it. Corey should have definitely, that strap is then compromised. You have to have the wherewithal, the intelligence, being in the moment enough to take that thing off, take a step back, make sure everything is perfect, because Corey, it kind of needs to be.
Okay.
Big climb, an attempt to transition to the press from West, but no change there for the Gorilla. And whenever you see Devon Larratt start to go into this show mode, and you see him relax and ease off, you know that his opponent is in for a punishing day, both mentally and physically. Travis, this could be a very, very difficult experience.
No doubt, and it's really has nothing to do with Corey West. An absolutely astounding, amazing arm wrestler. A super heavyweight that in the United States is almost the toughest out there. We all know it. But ladies and gentlemen, there are levels to this stuff. Devon Larratt seems to have reached a level that is unknown. Now, his left arm looking just as strong, and we know where he is at on the right hand. This guy is absolutely amazing right now at 49 years old, the very best he has ever been.
Here we go. Strap applied. The hand will close on the Gorilla. Devon Larratt will look to charge to the back of the pad and secure that pronation. Huge drive there from West, but big elbow infringement again, and Luke Pulsher and Bill Collins both spotting it. They were all over that. More ominous signs for Corey, though, was that Devon Larratt would have been happy to carry on pulling. He was not worried about that one bit.
They did stop the obvious tightening and rising there in between. That was a good call about the refs. A good pick up there. They kind of noticed how that strap was compromised there. This looks worse and worse as time goes on. Corey West, we believe you. We want you. Drive. If you're here and you reside in the United States of America, make some noise for Corey West.
The Gorilla has extended himself to the back of the pad. He's in a neutral position on the hand and wrist. Oh, it's a second elbow foul, I believe. And that will be a second pin for Devon Larratt. You got to feel a little for Corey there. He's not lacking commitment. Guy went hard there, really drove in. He'll feel that in the morning.
Hey, listen, there's sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. If you had to lose with someone like Devon Larratt up there in control, and we're starting to look at that shoulder from Devon Larratt, there is a call when that humerus drops below that elbow pad. He's not quite there yet. If Corey West can stand up a little bit more in the back room in the commentator booth. I have been there, unfortunately, in that same position. What a beast that Devon Larratt becomes as the matches continue.
We saw it on the replay. Devon looking like he was under significant pressure there, and the opposite angle showed us the face of the Gorilla. And West definitely looked like he wasn't panicking. He was very aware of what was going on. Nevertheless, he couldn't control that elbow. And as he dragged back, the elbow popped off the back and he gave away another pin. it is one he could not afford to lose. And Larratt now 2 pins to the good. Corey West, last chance saloon, needs something now. And at the moment, when you look at this match with a balanced perspective, it's not looked at all like Devon Larratt's been in any danger or any trouble at all.
No doubt. Now we see here in round 3, I still think that there's a chance that Devon Larratt is not falling away from the table here in round 3. Maybe a little bullish, a little bully ball he can play. Can he stand up tall, come forward? I can see him coming forward in a hook and finishing round 3 in magnificent fashion, sending this crowd into a frenzy. Listen, Neil, there are famous arm wrestlers, and then there's Devon Larratt.
Different league entirely. There's the speed that we know Devon has. There's the transition. There's the press of the Soldier Boy Superman from the frozen north of Canada with the win. Larratt with the win. Number 1 right, he says. Number 1 left. And he rolls that into the arena. I'm going to get out there and catch a word with him, Travis. Look at this replay.
And once again, you see it taking the little stink off of the big man in round 1 and in round 2. And like I said, maybe now no reason to fall away from the table. And you've seen a lot more aggression taking the middle of the table. And ladies and gentlemen, let's just be honest. There are a lot of people playing the game, but only one can be the best arm wrestler, right and left-handed, residing in North America is that young man there at the main stage. What an absolute treasure for the sport of arm wrestling. Make some noise for No Limits, Devon Larratt.
Ladies and gentlemen, anybody know this guy? There was a time when there was focus and balance in the life of one Canadian I know. And you were very focused on being the very best on both right and left arm, Dev. I get the feeling we might see that again.
Thank you, Arlington. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, you know, in arm wrestling, you have 2 arms. You know, I did pumpkin training for a long time. My left is a few years behind, but hey, it's little brother. Big brother, little brother. A little bit like your friends up north, little brother. You know, thank you for having us. Honored to be here. Thank you so much, Texas.
Now let's talk about focus, Devon. Obviously, the right arm has been the focus. The super heavyweight division is the focus. And as I said a moment ago to Georgi Svetkov, the super heavyweight division is stacked like never before. A lot of people talking about your right arm, who's next there. You've made it very clear that you want that to be Vitaly Laletin. That's the right arm. If you look at the left now and casting this arm forward, who would be the ideal matchup? We know Morozov is out. He's got an injury. Who's next?
My left arm, you know, it's hard to say. There are brave choices. There are conservative choices. There are choices where I take my time. Obviously, everybody knows the name Kamil Jablonski. Everybody says it. I need to make that up. Much respect. I think I still need one more before. Maybe the young Swedish kid. Maybe someone in between. Someone from Kazakhstan. But either way, I can't wait to bring balance back to my arm wrestling between my left and my right hand. It means I get to be more active and arm wrestle more, so that's fun for me.
Now, Devon, we've both been in this sport a very long time. It's in a place it's never been. You look at the stage here, you look at the people out here, you look at the numbers for the viewers at home. Arm wrestling is on the rise. You have been an enormous part of that whole journey. There's one more match tonight, and it involves a man who I'm going to say, without him being here, I don't think either of us would. What does it mean to you tonight, personally, being here in the arena with arm wrestling in the state it is in now, when we're about to potentially see the very last match in the career of the Perfect Storm?
John Brzenk is all of our fathers. He is my father in the sport. He is also all of your fathers. I remember coming into the sport. No one can beat John Brzenk. He rules over the sport. He rules over it silently. We all know he is the king, and he continues to be. I personally, the way I think of John, in this sport, he will live forever, forever. And even if this is his last match, I'm sure he will touch generations of arm wrestlers many, many eons into the future. To me, he was the very first of the very, very excellent arm wrestlers. And honored to be here tonight. I refuse to believe that this is his last match. Surgery, no surgery, he will come back. He will come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to give a round of applause and show your appreciation, show your love for a driving force in modern arm wrestling. No limits, Devon Larratt.